I don't care if it's a week, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? LeBron James. That's who y'all got to start appreciating. And you got to stop disrespecting this man. You got A.J. Brown, who's a legit number one, and you got Julio, who's a legit number one. One of them dudes got to get double teamed. Who gonna get double teamed? And whoever gets double teamed, the other one gets the ball. I'm saying this with no pun intended, but full of pride. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Prideful Takes podcast. As always, it's your boy Pride. It's just going to be me this time. I know we've had a long string of guests, but it's just going to be me today. We got a lot in store, obviously. We're going to do some NFL chat, but first and foremost, I want to do a little catching up on what we talked about Friday. So, Thiago Santos and Johnny Walker, they had a solid fight. Definitely not what I would have expected from these two gentlemen. Not going to lie. I expected a little more fieriness, a little more excitement. Not to say that it was a bad fight or anything, but, they definitely did come out tentative. Obviously, in the end, Thiago Santos got the win by unanimous decision, which I'm not mad about. Ironically enough, every judge's scorecard had it the same. Not a single person, everyone, they said it was 48-47. And in terms of the rounds, they've all had the same rounds. They had a round 1 going to Johnny Walker. Then they had rounds 2 and 3 to Thiago Santos. Round 4 to Johnny Walker. Then round 5 over to Thiago to ultimately get him the win. So he ended up, all the judges was on the same page. Watching the fight, I thought the same thing. I thought it was a little weird, Johnny Walker coming out a little tentative, especially in the corner. His coach was telling him, keep throwing the feints. And I was like, you're right. I rock with that. But you got to throw a little more in there. But where does each fighter go from here? So on Friday, I thought I had Johnny Walker winning. And I thought perhaps maybe Johnny Walker would end up fighting Yuri Prochazka, right? Prochazka. Keep butchering his name. But now that Thiago won, I think Thiago should get that fight. I think the next fight Thiago should get, because look, he's 37. So this is going to be his last opportunity to get a title fight. Remember, he owns a win over Jan Blachowicz, and it was a knockout win, and Thiago feels like I can replicate that. Thiago feels like if you put me back in the cage with him, I can get that knockout, and I can get the win. That's the vibe he's feeling right now, which I don't blame him for feeling that at all. Thiago's going to have to fight somebody. I think it's Yuri, because, again, I believe Yuri's next fight should be a title contention fight. Like, I think it should be for the number one contender. Whoever wins this fight should be the number one contender. And if you don't really want to give Thiago that fight and you want to give him one more to try and prove himself, I get it. Number 3, Alexander, I would have him fight him. If you want to have Anthony Smith, which, he's kind of also going up, so it might be Smith. So that's going to be interesting to see how they go with Thiago Santos, because he can his next fight could be for the number one contendership, or he can have to fight one more time, maybe for the third rank, and then go from there. In terms of Johnny Walker, look, he lost, yes. But at the end of the day, it was a very close. Everyone said it was very close. It came down to the last round. And honestly, if you're going to make him lose his number 10 rank, I personally, I wouldn't have him lose his rank. Because remember, he already beat Span. Because Span is 11th. He already beat Span. Well, this is what I would do. I would have him fight. The next person I would have him fight is somebody in the top 10. Maybe Nikita, because I know he's ranked number 9. Maybe him. If you want to see if he can really hang in there, Dominic Reyes at number 6. I would have Santos fight somebody in the top, not the top 5, but the top 10. I would do this. Give an opportunity. Let's see if this kid could, let's see if he could bounce back. Let's see if, he got this L. Let's see if we can figure it out. Let's see if, maybe just call him on an off night. Because, again, this fight was close. Now, I did expect Johnny Walker to be a little more aggressive. So it kind of threw me off when they were like, "Oh yeah, keep working the feint." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's okay. I agree. Sure, work the feint, but then you got to do something after the feint. You can't just do the feint and then fall back because now you're defeating the purpose of the feint. You know, like you need to throw the feint and then throw something behind it because if all you're doing is feint, at the end of the day, you're still not throwing a punch. You know, I would definitely have him fight somebody within 6 through 10 just to see, yo, is this kid legit? Do we have something with him? That's what I would do. Let's figure out if you have something with Johnny Walker. Let's see if he could bounce back while also still giving him a little bit of a challenge. Because now if you go back to somebody behind him, I don't think that would make any sense at all. So that's where I think those two guys should go. Thiago Santos should probably have a number one contendership fight, or at the bare minimum, have a fight that will lead to that. And for Johnny Walker, he needs to reestablish himself, and he does need to go back, and he needs to fight somebody 6 through 10, or 6 because he's 10, 6 through 9, so that way he can prove himself and show the world, yo, look, man, yeah, I took an L, but I know how to bounce back. But that's enough about the UFC. We're going to go to another sport that has 3 letters, NFL. The greatest quarterback to ever grace God's green earth. Say it with me now, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. He made his return to Foxborough last night. His first time going back to New England since he left, and the fans for the most part embraced him. You know, it was weird. You know, it was a roller coaster, but they actually kind of embraced him, which kind of brings up the question: Why are people being so hostile to Tom Brady? Now, one perfect example they said is, well, what about LeBron? And before you guys say anything, I am a LeBron fanatic. Everyone knows this. I'm a LeBron fan, right? But this is not really going to be trying to make an argument about him. No, this is legit. Because remember, when LeBron left Cleveland, dudes burned his jersey. When Tom left, everyone was like, okay, it sucks. It is what it is. Just, we'll see you later. And that's how most fans took it. I'm a New England Patriots fan. When Tom left, I was sad. I wasn't angry, though. I was upset. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Tom left. We'll see him again. We'll see him on the other side. It was sad. And to this day, I don't think I'll ever get over it. But why are people being hostile to him? Well, multiple reasons, right? First and foremost, and again, I'm going to compare this to LeBron James because that's what people are comparing it to, right? 2 great athletes. If you want to call them the greatest, I'm not. That's not the debate. But 2 great athletes who left the team that drafted them, the team they spent their career with, to join somebody else. That's what we're talking about. Okay. When LeBron left, he kind of left in a very weird way, right? With the decision, making it kind of awkward. And, look, I have no issues with him leaving Cleveland. I don't. My thing is the way he handled it. Sitting down, doing we're going to have the show, the decision. No, I'll nix that, whatever. Just go do like a post or something. Doesn't matter, right? The difference is with Tom Brady. Tom Brady was like, look, offensively, I don't have much. You guys are going to have to work with me. Bill Belichick, and Robert Kraft sat down. They had one conversation and one conversation only. This was not a whole thing. What people like to make it seem, oh, yeah, they were in talk. No, this was they all sat down, had one conversation, and at the end of that conversation, everybody kind of understood what was going on. Tom sat down and said, look, I can't do this. You guys are going to have to give me something offensively. Robert Kraft said, yes, we'll give you everything you want. Bill Belichick said, look, Tom, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm going to sound like a hater, but it is what it is. We can't give you that. What you want, we can't give you. We just can't. And it's just because the type of the names you want are either troublesome and we don't want to worry about it, or they're all locked up. Look, Tom wanted them to try to get Odell. Then they wanted to try to get Jarvis. And then at one point, Devontae Adams' name was thrown in there. Then Keenan Allen's name was in this. They wanted a lot. And at one point, they were like, you know what, just give me a tight end, go give me Jimmy Graham. Like, it was tough. they really wanted, I'm not going to say that he wanted a lot, but what he wanted, the Patriots simply at that time couldn't give it to him. Tom understood that. And he was like, look, if we can't do that, I think we should go our separate ways. And Robert Kraft said, you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. Let's go our separate ways. Mazel tov to you. Bill Belichick, probably a little more boring, was like, all right, Tom, be safe, you know? But again, another main thing, winning. Look, with the Patriots, I have it on the screen for you people. For those who can't see it, I'm going to read it out loud to you. 3-time MVP, 14-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, 6-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time Super Bowl MVP with the Patriots. This is just with the Patriots. He brought success to this organization. He did. He helped. Hey, look, and again, I'm not going to argue, who deserves more credit, Belichick or Brady. That's not. At the end of the day, Tom Brady has something to do with that. Whether you want to give Tom all the credit, whether you want to give him 1%, that's a conversation for a whole nother day. But at the end of the day, Tom still had something to do with that. He did something. He brought something to the table. Now, with him doing that, it's a little easier to swallow that pill because you're like, you know what? That's 6 rings. We've been relevant. The only time we weren't relevant was when Tom tore his ACL. That was a down year for us, but then he ended up coming back and won Comeback Player of the Year. So it's kind of like, you know, and on top of that, he was on the All Decades team for the 2000s. So it's like you have a great talent. You have a guy who handles his departure perfectly. And on top of that, while he was with the organization, gave you success. Look, if Dirk Nowitzki left the Mavs, nobody would, after 2011, after giving that ring, would they be upset? Yes, but they would respect him. Same with D Wade. When D Wade left, look, D Wade wanted, he was like, look, I still feel like I'm that guy. He left, right? He didn't do no big hoopla. He was like, you know what? It is what it is. I'll test it. Let's see what happens. Miami welcomed, when he ended up going back to Miami, they welcomed him with open arms. You know what I mean? It depends on how you handle it. You know what I mean? And on top of it, look, for every D Wade that there is, for every Tom Brady there's a Kevin Durant, a guy who don't know how to handle it whatsoever, a guy who wants to be loved and then says all the wrong things and really be confused on why people hate him. It really comes down to this. And on top of that, look, we witness history. He ended up passing Drew Brees for all-time yards. Like, all this stuff was like the perfect cocktail to just make you love it. And again, the guy, look, he's not hateable. He's not hateable. The only reason you hate Tom Brady is because your team just weren't able to beat him like that. Let's just call it what it is. He's got a winning record against every single team in the NFL. The Patriots was the only team that he didn't play against until last night, and he ended up winning, which we'll go more on that later. He ended up winning, and now he's 1-0. So now he's at least 500 or better against every team in the NFL. So if you're like, oh, bro, you just don't like him. And it's okay to admit you don't like him. But if you can't say you don't like him and try to use that as an argument. Again, 3-time MVP, 14-time Pro Bowl. He gave y'all 6. Forget. Well, yeah, I need to say y'all because some people kind of forget. He has 6 Super Bowls. 6 Super Bowls. Again, these stats I'm reading off, these accolades, were with New England. This is not counting, the Super Bowl he just won. Where he had another Super Bowl MVP. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about specifically New England. When a guy gives you that type of success and handles his departure perfectly and professionally, you can't hate the guy. He came in, he did his thing. He didn't demand a trade. Okay? He wasn't like, either y'all pay me a stupid amount of money or I'm gone. Nope, he did not hold, which I think is kind of hilarious. When Tom Brady leaves because our offense was not what it was. We couldn't give him an offense. He leaves, and he ended up unprofessionally. Aaron Rodgers then cries like a child, holds the organization ransom, then gets applauded for it. But that's neither here nor there. Tom Brady he handled the process of exiting perfectly. He did what he had to do. And there's nothing wrong you can say about what he did. He tried to make it work with New England first and foremost. That was it. He was like, you know what? I'm working with him. Let's see. Can you guys meet me halfway? They couldn't, so he was like, okay, it is what it is. Let's go our separate ways. You go your way, I go my way. We go from there. I have no issues with that at all. I just don't understand where all this hatred for Tom Brady is coming from now all of a sudden. Because again, when the guy has given us success, he's given us performance, and then at the end of his contract goes, hey, look, let's meet in the middle, and nobody can meet in the middle, and he goes on to find greener pastures. I don't understand the hatred for that. I really don't. Like I said, he handled it perfectly. He did what he had to do. He crossed his T's, dotted his I's, and he did not handle it awful. He didn't handle it. He didn't handle it like a Kevin Durant handled it, where he was like, or even worse, a Vince Carter, where while you're there, you're you're saying, oh, bro, the fans don't really care for me, and then your most exciting part of your game is dunking. Oh, dunking's overrated. Tom didn't do any of that stuff. He showed up, he played. Went to them, was like, can we get more? No? Okay. Thank you for the ride. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Shake hands. Let's part ways amicably. That's it. That's it. So, me personally, the crowd kind of liking him. And obviously, they're going to boo him. I get it. Because, as much as the time, he was on the other team. So I understand the booing at times. I get it. But if you're going to say you straight up hate this dude, you're being too much. I just had to get that off my chest. Sunday came and Sunday went. It was actually pretty fun. It was a pretty fun Sunday. A lot of stuff happened. I'm going to break down a couple of week 4 winners, week 4 losers, and did we learn anything valuable? That's the key word, valuable. Because every time we come on the field, do we sometimes learn some stuff from things? Yes. But that V word, valuable. That right there is what we're looking for. So first and foremost, a couple big losers, so to speak. Obviously, the Titans. Now, the Titans lost to the Jets. By the way, the Jets are so trash. I've seen a lot of Jets fans go, oh, yeah, where are we at now? Bro, knock it off, bro. Congratulations. You got 1 win. Whoop-de-doo. You guys are still going to be dog water. You're going to be last in the division. So shut your mouth. It is what it is. Okay. I understand that the Titans were down their 2 best receivers, Julio Jones and A.J. Brown. I get it. I really do. But that excuse goes out the window when the Titans had ample opportunity to win the game and they still choked it. That for me goes out the window. If you kept it a close and contested game the whole time and y'all dropping the ball and y'all fumbling it, I'm not gonna sit here and try to give them, the benefit of the doubt. I'm not trying to be no. So as of right now, definitely one of the biggest losers. It's gonna be Titans. One big winner. I can't believe I'm saying this. The Giants. The Giants came out. They beat the Saints. Danny Dimes threw over 400 yards. They opened up the playbook. They had faith in him. Saquon had a solid game. He had a solid game. He's on the road to coming back. Kadarius Toney made an impact. It looks like now they're starting to click. I don't want to say that because at the same time, I do feel like, the Giants right now are kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't fully rely on them. But as of right now, in week 4, they're a big winner. The Saints have a respectable defense, and Danny Dimes he hung over, if I'm going to say, over 400 on them. He did his thing. He balled out. Every throw he needed to make, he made it with confidence, with poise, with accuracy, with power. He did what he had to do. For that reason, the Giants, they're gonna have to be big winners. Now let's see if they could ride this momentum, because this is something they're gonna need to do. They're gonna need to figure it out, because again, now next week they play Dallas. If Daniel Jones can play the same way that he just played, they're winning this game. But again, that's kind of a question mark. Because again, a lot of stuff did have to fall in place for them, and the play calling was actually, they opened up the book for Daniel Jones. They basically were like, look, D, you're going to have to prove yourself to us, which is what they should have been doing the entire year. So for that, I have to give them big winners. I'm going to give you guys one more big loser, which the next two will kind of coincide. The Rams are the big losers. And I'm going to explain why. Their defense wasn't looking good. Neither was their offense. But I don't want to say the Rams got exposed, but it kind of looked like a little bit that, they were kind of riding high, and, they kind of started thinking, oh, yeah, the Super Bowl is ours to lose. And then they kind of got mollywopped by the Cardinals, which is a perfect segue to my second big winner, Arizona Cardinals. They dropped 37. And on top of that, Kyler Murray's balling out of his mind. This kid is balling like crazy, making an argument that he definitely is a top quarterback in this game. And dare I say, even though it's week 4, so we have a decent enough of a sample size to be able to say this. I think he's in the running. Nay, I think he owns the MVP race at this point. I think everybody is just fighting for second. Now, I don't want to say he's automatically going to get it, because he needs to be able to keep up this level of play. But I will say this. As of right now, that MVP definitely is his to lose. And it's going to be interesting to see. Did we learn anything valuable? I think so. Look, I'm a New England Patriots fan. I like Mac Jones. I really do. I think he's solid. I think when on Friday, I did say this. He has a lot of the stuff you can't teach, like the touch, the poise, the ability to get hit and still deliver the ball, knowing in his mind, I'm gonna get destroyed, but I just need to get this ball out, and he can do that. He has a decent arm, as we learned last night. He's got a nice arm, nice touch too. And this kid, this kid is just smart. I like him, especially when they spread everything out, when they spread the offense out. He looks more comfortable because it's easier for him to be able to point and pick out and be like, oh, yeah, here they come. There were a couple plays where the pocket was collapsing, and all he did was step up. And a lot of young guys kind of would have ran away from the pocket, and he was like, nope. He kind of just stepped up, and he has a nice feel for the pocket. He's got a nice pocket presence. Again, I'm not saying the kid's a top 15, but for all the people who are saying, oh, bro, he sold. No. And by the way, before the fourth and third, because I've seen a lot of people say this, and I think I know where they heard it. They heard it from TV, and then they're trying to regurgitate it and pretend like they're smart. It was 4th and 3rd for all the people saying, oh, he doesn't trust him. Name me a quarterback in that position where the coach would have went for it. The only 3 quarterbacks, is Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. That's it. And even then, they don't go with them all the time. I mean, I don't understand people being like, oh my God, well, man, would it have been nice for him to do it? Yes, it would have. But for everyone to pretend like it's an indictment on Mac Jones that Bill Belichick doesn't believe in him, again, what rookie quarterback in that position would Bill Belichick have let go 4th and 3rd? Listen, there's been times he wouldn't even let Tom go 4th and 3rd. You tell him that he let him cheat like he gonna let another quarterback go for and third? A lot of low tier morons out there talking about, oh, this is why they should have kept Cam. If Cam Newton was there, you think Bill Belichick really going for it for the third? So for y'all to pretend like it's an indictment, that right there informs me you don't know football and you just listen to sound bites. That's it. You listen to sound bites to try to pretend you know what you're talking about, and like, cause ain't no way you're gonna sit here and tell me with a straight face that, oh, yep, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't go fourth and third. Oh, guess what? What does that mean? Oh, he's trash. No, if you say that, you're a moron. These are the same idiotic morons who say, oh, well, Mac Jones isn't good because he's not as talented as Trevor Lawrence. But then those are the same morons who say Tom Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers. As I make your minds up, I'm telling you, I'm telling you people, just because somebody talk, don't mean they know what they're talking about. Break their stuff down and try to listen to them. Break their stuff down. Because I guarantee you, 70% of these people, especially podcasts, 70% of them don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. They just chat to chat. Another thing valuable I learned, the Eagles are on the right path. Now they lost. They lost to the Chiefs. In a, dare I say, kind of contested game. I think it was kind of contested. They were able to put up 30, which I like. Look, man, the Eagles, for all you Eagles fans right now, you guys are down bad right now. Yes, you are. 2-3 years, maybe not. You guys have a solid. You guys have a nice young guy in Jalen Hurts. Maybe start replacing a couple more of these older guys in your defense, like the Fletcher Coxes of the world. You know what I mean? Start trying to, start rotating them out for some more young guys. But in a couple years, you guys are going to be fine. You guys are going to be fine. I don't think, you guys are, being, again, this is just me, but I don't think, excuse me, I get, people look at the L's and say, oh, yep, Eagles. But then if you actually watch the game, these Eagles are not bad. They're not bad. I like them. And it's going to be interesting. Now, another valuable thing I learned, these Buffalo Bills are mad. They lost week 1 against the Steelers, and they've been furious ever since. They've dropped at least 30 points since then. Week 2, they shut out the Dolphins 35-0. Week 3, they played Washington, who has a respectable defense. 41. They beat them 43-21. Then this week, again, I know it's the Texans, but they shut them out 40-0. They're mad. They are furious. I'm not going to go and say, oh my God, but this is a Super Bowl. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not. But these guys are furious. Next week, they play the Chiefs. It's going to be interesting to see how they play and how that defense is going to line up. It's going to be very interesting to see. That's a game I'm actually have circled. It's gonna be a good one. I have a gut feeling it's gonna be a good one. I don't know whether or not. It's gonna be a close one. I genuinely think it's gonna be a high scoring close one. But at the end of the day, I just like I said, I genuinely feel. You know what? I'm not gonna ruin who I think is gonna win, but as of right now, these Bills are mad. They're furious. They have a point to prove, and it's going to be fun seeing them. Before I let you guys go, Monday Night Football, tonight kickoff, it's going to be Raiders and Chargers. Now, I'm a little bit torn. Now, if you guys follow the Facebook, every week I do pick 'em. So I go down every single list. I go do a list of every single team. And I try to explain who do I think is going to win. That's kind of what I do every single time. I try to figure out who's going to win. And this one actually got me a little bit. I wasn't 100% sure, but as time went on, I kind of understood something. You know what? Regardless, I'm going with the Raiders. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be contested, obviously. I don't think it's going to be high scoring, though, believe it or not. I think the winner gets 20. I think Raiders going to be like 20-17, something like that. Something close, decided by one possession, but I don't see anything higher than that. I just don't. I hope Darren Waller pops off because I have him on my fantasy. But other than that, I don't know. I don't see it. But if I got to pick, I'm taking the Raiders. I got Raiders 20, Chargers 17. That's the score I'm going to throw out there. I hope and pray that I'm right, because if I'm not, I'm going to be very sad. But that's enough for me, guys. I appreciate you guys chilling with me, spending some time with your boy. Follow us on Twitter at Prideful Takes. On there, bro, I love engaging with people. So if you see anything that you think is funny, meme worthy, anything, tag me in it. Tweet at me, all that good stuff. Have no problem chopping it up with you guys. Catch us on Facebook at Prideful Takes. On there, we be putting up memes. We'll put up, like I said, the pick'ems. We also go live there as well, so that way you'll be able to see us. And if you don't have Facebook, that's fine. We're also live on YouTube at Prideful Takes. Again, not only are we live there, we have every single episode there as well. Speaking of having every episode, check out the website, www.pridefultakes.com. Not only do we have every single episode there, but we also have original articles as well. And I know I'm ugly, which is fine. That's why I got Spotify for y'all. Prideful Takes podcast. You'll be able to listen to every single episode the day after I go live with it. So this was fun, like always. I appreciate you guys chopping it up with me. It's gonna be fun. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. I'll be here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Be safe.
Knew where that was going. That was a great read. Oh, Lillard from the logo. That'll quiet the 2
on the season. 2nd and 1 for the Bills. They handle the rush. Allen looking. End zone.
To Shohei Ohtani. Center field. Let's watch it go.
Did several of those inside low kicks.